Hello and welcome to another Call Dolly podcast. This is an episode I didn't particularly want to make, but we are here. The sad truth is this. 3 hours ago, on the Friday the 13th, the game forums, Wes Keltner himself posted that the game is essentially dead. I'm going to read off the post right now. It goes something like this. Hey campers, sorry for the silence as of recent. It's been a tough couple of weeks, as I'm sure you're aware. I wanted to address a few questions that have been sent to me personally, as well as questions I've received through the official F13 channels. These questions vary, but all have similar tone/requests. Is there a chance of any content being added to the game if a ruling on the dispute occurs in the near future? The answer is no. Development on games can't just pause indefinitely and pick back up again. It doesn't work that way, especially when you have no idea when that future date will occur. We can't keep building content that may never see the light of day. That's bad business. I've also had questions about adding non-F13 related content to the game. Can't you make a new level or counselor that has nothing to do with the films? We can't do that either. We can't add any content whatsoever. Nada. Not even a new tree or rock. We can only focus on console dedicated servers, bug fixes, and maintenance. I know this isn't the news you wanted to hear, and I wish the situation were different, but it's the painful truth. I appreciate your passion and look forward to seeing everyone around Camp W. With me here today talking about this, I would say rather unfortunate post, is my dude Bullet Magnet 37. Bullet, how you doing today, brother?
Oh, well, besides this, I'm doing pretty good.
Same, man, same. I know this is not the topic we wanted to discuss. This is not the episode we wanted to make as a follow-up to our last episode. You and I feel like at the tail end of that podcast, Bullet, kind of had a hopeful outlook, you know? We were encouraging anyone who listened to continue playing the game, and we encouraged everyone to just keep a positive outlook. But as of today, that's all changed. The game is officially dead. And Bullet, I want to know first and foremost, what are your thoughts on this whole situation with the forum post?
Well, officially dead, I think, is just a little harsh
Okay.
because the game is still going. We
Uh-huh.
can still play it. We'll still be able to play it for the unforeseeable future. We're just not going to have anything new, which really, really sucks and is very discouraging. And you can't blame anybody if they say, you know what, fuck this game, I ain't playing it no more.
Okay.
I mean, that's the sad truth. I mean, myself, I'm going to continue playing it
Same.
because I love playing it, and I love playing with all of our friends. And like I was just telling you a little bit ago, there ain't many games out there that I even enjoy playing. Like all these great games that are coming out soon, I have no desire to want to play any of the damn things. You know, Friday the 13th is the only game that I enjoy playing. And my joy has just been ripped out.
I'm sorry, man.
You know, here's a life lesson for you kids. Life's a shit sandwich. Take a big fucking bite and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Get ready for lots and lots of disappointment. Take
Well,
your rose-colored glasses off. It ain't all fucking rainbows and unicorns.
Bullet, let me ask you this, man. Is there anything that can be done? Like, we do have a Friday the 13th coming up in like something like 20 to 23 days. Do you think they're gonna make any use out of these like upcoming events? You know, we got Halloween after that. Do you think we're gonna see any, double XP, double CP tape drop weekends? Do you think there's gonna be any sort of special event going forward, or
Well,
it's just
they'll probably do shit like that,
okay?
but what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, you're not necessarily, if you're in our situation, max level, everything unlocked, there's really nothing in it for you other than completing your Tommy tape collection, maybe getting your badges if you need those.
Platinum, yeah, get your badges and your platinum trophy. That's it.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, it's not like later on down the road, oh, they can bump up the level cap and unlock a new Jason or unlock a new counselor or no, nothing.
Now, we touched upon this bullet regarding, Larry Zerner's comments on the case and like it possibly ending soon. I brought this up to you before we actually started this episode, and you brought up the fact that like even if the case were resolved next month, there would still be a lengthy appeals process on either side. If either party wins, the other party is going to appeal, obviously, like they would. And you said to me that that's going to be a pretty lengthy process, right? So essentially...
Oh, yeah. When you do an appeal,
yeah.
It's kind of like... How do I want to explain this? Okay, when you're going to court, your initial time that you go,
mm-hmm.
they depending on the severity of the case, they put you in as fast as they possibly can. Once that's done and you start your appeal process, end of the line, Jack. It could be weeks, months, or even years before it's even seen again.
Yep.
On an appeal process. Look at you can look at guys in prison that, I'm innocent. Okay, so they go to trial, they're found guilty, they appeal.
Mm-hmm.
There's people been sitting in prison for 5-6 years just waiting for their appeal.
Yep.
So, I mean, I can see Gun Media's point of, yeah, we can make all this new content and just have it on the back burner and everything, and then release it when it's all said and done. But that kind of stuff, them doing that with as small of a team as they are, kind of puts a halt to any future endeavors they'd want to do. So as a business person, why would I want to put my company on hold for one thing when there's possibly 5 other things down the pipe I want to do?
Totally. They're probably already thinking about their next project, to be honest with you, everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, they've probably been working on their next project already.
Yeah.
So, I mean, on that aspect of it, I can see their point, and I don't blame them.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, if I could see Wes Keltner, I'd probably want to grab him by the throat and just bash his head off a wall.
Why?
But that's because it's an initial shock. You know what I mean? It's my initial feelings.
Got it.
Give me time to calm down.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this is something that they should have just said from the beginning, because this ain't something that they just thought of now.
Yeah.
This was, when they made that first announcement.
They knew.
Instead of being cryptic about it, they should have just been straight out and said that, yeah, we're not making any more content. There will be no more content, and this is why. They shouldn't have let people get false hope.
Yeah.
That's what's upsetting. And even now, what? Not even an hour ago, they put a post out on Twitter that the game's on sale half price. Who in the fuck is going to buy a complete game at any price?
It definitely...
what the hell are they thinking?
Yeah, it definitely brings up some ethical questions for sure, some poor, unsuspecting soul who... I mean, if you don't know about this, and a lot of people don't. There's a lot of casual players out there who have no idea what's going on with the game, and they're going to buy it because it's half off, not realizing that we're at the tail end of its lifespan, and it's a little fucked up. I can definitely see your point with that bullet.
Well, see, now that's the thing about the lifespan. We don't know what the lifespan is on it.
Yeah, but if
it dedicates. It could be. I don't know how long they can keep them servers up. Only they know how long they'll be able to keep them servers up and running. Which, since that is an issue, like I was saying to you before we started, what's the point of even putting out the dedicated servers?
Yeah.
If you're not going to put any new content out, and all you're going to do is fix bugs and maintain the servers and all this and that, scrap the fucking dedicated servers. All the time and money that you're going to be dumping into that, dump into fixing all the shit that's broken the game, leave it peer-to-peer. Everybody's as pissed off as they're going to be able to get. I mean, so them saying, yeah, well, we're canceling dedicated servers.
It's not gonna make a difference.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
It's not going to make a difference.
Yeah.
So fix what we have, and just leave it at that, and give it the blessing and read its last rites, and it'll die on its own. People will just quit playing it eventually, and she'll fucking sink to the bottom of Crystal Lake.
And that's what I'm operating off of, Bullet. Like when I say that the game's dead and like we're reaching the tail end of its lifespan, I'm going off of the last, what was it, 4 or 5 months that we had a little bit of a content drought with the game and how much it affected just the player base, And me personally, as a F13 content creator, I noticed, it was a really tough time. It was a really tough time to be a Friday the 13th fan. In just that 4 or 5 months, even though we knew at the tail end of that, we'd be getting something, and now knowing that, indefinitely the game is just what it is, nothing new's coming around, people, there's a lot of great titles coming out in the next year. I'm not as enthused about them as I am Friday the 13th, as I just said to you before we started this episode. But, a lot of people don't feel the same way we do about this game. And I'm sure the next time, something like a Red Dead Redemption 2 or, Black Ops 4 drops, people are going to cut and run. And it's a sad truth, but, I'm going off of this last content drought, I'm not trying to be dramatic and use like really extreme examples. I'm just going off of how people reacted last time, and I'm worried. I'm worried for the future of this game, but it looks like there is no future. So, Bullet, since we are kind of going along here, I want to pivot over to something because I actually had planned a few uploads regarding what the developers can do to kind of stay busy, if you will, during the lawsuit, be productive. And they were little things, little tweaks to the game, adding interactables. But apparently, according to this post, they can't even add a tree or a rock. Let me ask you, Bullet, rack your brain, man. Is there anything they can bring to the game that's new? Can they, for instance, put Savini Jason on the PS Store, since he's technically already in the game? They would just make him accessible to everyone else. Could they do something like that?
I don't know if they could or not. I mean, by the sounds of it, no. I mean, it sounds like they couldn't even take one of the red doors and change it to green if they wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting from this latest post as well. Fuck. So that upload's never coming.
Maybe they will.
What do you mean?
Maybe they won't even put him on the PlayStation Store. Maybe we'll just log into the game one day and Savini Jason will be available.
Could be a silver lining.
Like, here you go. Sorry.
No.
The one thing that kind of scares me now, and it's not about the Friday the 13th game. Let's just say Gun Media is working on another cool-ass movie franchise. Like, let's say they're working on a fucking Halloween game. Or a Texas Chainsaw game or something. Any iconic horror game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be afraid to buy it.
Well, in all fairness, Bullet, not every franchise has as messy of a, I guess, ownership situation as this one does. Like,
but this one wasn't supposed to either.
Yeah, but
what kind of, with this being brought to light, what kind of shit's going to be coming out for other movie franchises? What kind of shit's going to come to light there, Yeah. I mean, if I was Gun Media, I'd be almost afraid to start. If I was any game developer right now, I'd be afraid to touch any horror fucking franchise. Because, they all started off as budget flicks.
Mm-hmm.
The movie studios would make a horror movie because it was cheap and it would bring a big
profit.
Return.
Yep.
So what kind of shady practices went on with those movies, like with Friday the 13th?
Yeah. Well, you remember, the mob had their hands in fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre and stuff like that. I mean, there's these movies that were made a generation ago. You're right, Bullet. They have a shady past. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you saying?
Oh, no. I'm just saying, because like with Friday the 13th, it was a matter of, yeah, the contract wasn't written out clearly enough.
Yeah.
Things were missed. What kind of stuff happened with other movie franchises that might be similar to that. And Gun Media says, oh, okay, on Halloween 2019, guess what? You're getting a Halloween game made by Gun Media.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I mean...
it's going to be like, I think Gun Media just turned themselves into this generation's LJN.
What do you mean by that?
Back with the original Nintendo,
Uh-huh.
all the like movie franchise games
Mm-hmm.
were all made by LJN, and those games were all garbage. So whenever you would go to a store, like when I would go to a store and look at video games to buy, if I seen LJN on the box, that was an instant mark of death for that game. It's like, no,
God.
I'm not going to touch it. Because every LJN game I ever played was garbage. So I'd go to the video store and rent it, and sure enough, wasn't surprised. Put it in, the game sucked. Like, now everybody loves it, but the original Friday the 13th on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Oh, yeah.
Now, just because of nostalgia, everybody loves it. But back when I was a kid, the game fucking sucked.
Yeah, it was trash, yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street was trash. Jaws was trash.
That Halloween for the Atari, I think, was pretty bad looking.
Well, that wasn't by LJN, though, but...
Oh, but yeah.
Still. Well, Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the fucking Atari 2600 was fucking trash, too.
Yeah.
But you got to take into consideration it was what it was back then.
True.
It's not like they had a lot of assets to work with, and, technology wasn't where it needed to be, but, still. Like, the only good games LJN actually put out that had anything to do with a movie franchise was, like, a couple Batman games that were done, and that's only because their hands weren't fully in it. But I have a feeling with this that's happening now, Gun Media and Ilphonic are like this console generation's fucking LJN.
Yeah.
I think any game they touch, people are going to be afraid to buy it. I know I will be.
I'm not. Bullet.
I will still buy it.
That's what I'm.
If it's something cool, I'll still buy it.
But you're gonna have your reservations, and after this, I don't think anyone can blame you. On my end, like if they end up getting something like the Halloween licensing down the road, or Nightmare on Elm Street, and they make essentially that equivalent of this game, I'll jump at the chance to buy it, because as it stands, even though we're not getting Uber and Grendel and everything that was promised going forward, I think just as a base game, this is something they can really work off of. There's nothing to stop them from releasing Friday the 13th, the game part 2, years from now when the lawsuit's settled and they have the okay. There's nothing, to stop them from approaching different franchises and getting the licensing. And, if this is their approach to games, essentially, I'm all for it. I kind of sympathize. Like, I know you said earlier you want to bash his face and stuff, but I kind of sympathize with like Wes and Daniel and Randy, all the guys, because I know they've made it very abundantly clear in the past that this is a passion project for them, and you can tell with the detail that they put into the game. Like, I say this all the time during our movie nights, but when I look at a lot of the background in the cabins and the lodges and stuff, they really fucking paid attention to detail. Like,
oh, definitely.
They must have watched the movies like 100 fucking times just to get the fucking Coke can just right on the dresser. Or like, I think I said during the last one that the radio that one of the counselors passes in one scene is the exact radio we use in the game, So, as it stands, if I didn't even know anything about the future or lack thereof of this game, and like didn't really know any better, this is a fucking awesome game. It's just a shame that this is it, but I'm still a fan. I'll still be looking to buy whatever they make, especially if it's like, you know, a franchise that I know and love. I think personally though, Bullet, and I actually want to pivot to this next topic and ask you your opinion, but I think the smart move for them going forward, you know, kind of piggybacking off of what you just said earlier, is if they are going to make other projects, maybe considering doing license-free games for a minute until like things like this could kind of get hashed out. Because, you know, there's been a change of the guard in horror as of recently. You know, Romero's dead. Wes Craven's dead. Toby Hooper recently died. And with that, well, the only reason I bring that up is because, you know, those guys obviously held the rights to whatever they created. And with them dead, you know, from a legal standpoint, that could get really tricky, excuse me. And I think, you know, to kind of avoid this sort of fiasco in the future, just make a few license-free games, like, you know, Summer Camp. You know, give us Summer Camp, or maybe just think of something else, but make it original so that you don't have to fucking cancel your game when it's just starting to pick up some steam again. But since I did say I wanted to pivot, Bullet, in your opinion, just be as specific as you can. What do you think the future entails for both this game and Gunphonic?
Well, this game, I mean, my opinion is, I think, well, we're going to see well over half of the player base after today just gone.
Yeah.
You know, once everybody sees that post, people are just going to say fuck it, and they're gone.
Oh yeah, just reading the comments, and yeah.
And again, like I said, you can't really blame them, but you know, it's going to be their loss. You know, the game is still fun, the game is still playable. They are going to fix the problems with it. You know, maybe, you know, with as cryptic as they are about everything, maybe they do have something special planned that they're going to, you know, I'm pretty sure that they know that. I'm pretty sure before he hit tweet on that post, I'm pretty sure he knew, okay, here's the nail in our coffin, and then hit it. You know, so, because he doesn't seem like he's a stupid man, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean, none of them do for what they accomplished. You know, regarding their resources and manpower, it's amazing, and I don't think, you know, dumb people can do that. It's not like anyone can just fucking make a video game this good with the, you know, small amount of people that they had. So with that in mind, Bullet, what do you think's next for Gunphonic? How long do you think they're going to remain dedicated to Friday the 13th before they move on? And if they move on, what do you reckon would be their next project?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe there won't be another project. Maybe this left a bad taste in their mouth.
Oh, that would be too bad, because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of what they've done, and it'd be a damn shame if they wouldn't try to, you know, bring their talents to, if not another franchise, their own original creation.
Or maybe there will be. That's something I don't want to speculate on. And
Okay.
you know, and people, then if like I make a speculation, it doesn't happen. People say, well, you know, Bullet said this. Well, yeah, just because Bullet said it doesn't make it so. I ain't the God all fucking mighty.
Fair enough. You know,
Paul. What I would love to see happen. I would love to see them get their hands on Halloween.
Right. It's ripe.
I would love to see them get their hands on fucking Child's Play. I think that would be real fucking interesting to make something, you know, a fucking Chucky game.
Right. You could format. Picture this, Bullet. Just stick with me here. You watch my Let's Play of like Little Nightmares, right? You saw some of it. You know how you're playing as like this really small like little girl or whatever, and you have to navigate all this big furniture and stuff, and like there's big ass people chasing you. Like, what if you put a Chucky skin on that whole situation, made it a little bit more horror based. Like, what if you were Chucky running around someone's apartment and like hiding under couches and beds? And like, almost like with the environmental kills in this game, waiting for or the single player challenges, if you will, waiting for your like moment to strike, because obviously you're a fucking doll. You can't just walk up to people and stab them. Like, that could be a really interesting game. And I think Gunphonic could be the perfect developer team to handle it. What do you think of that idea, Bullet?
I think that sounds something more. It would be mobile based.
No, I mean, it wouldn't be like a side scroller. Like, you would have like 3-dimensional access to, like, say Andy, what's his name? Andy Barkley's house.
Yeah.
But you would, you could fucking go through the doggy door, or like hide in a trash can, wait for like someone to be in I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you could sneak around like that.
That'd be an interesting concept to see how it could work out and what they can do with it. But I mean, there's a lot of things, like even Saw.
Uh-huh.
Let them get their hands on the Saw license and do something with that. I mean, I know there's a video game for Saw, and I never got to play it, and I haven't seen anything on it.
So I heard it was okay. I don't
know what it was or how it worked out or anything, but let them have a stab at it. Maybe they can make a better game if that game wasn't very good. I'm assuming it wasn't very good because you didn't hear much about it. It just kind of came and went.
Yeah, it was from my understanding kind of mediocre. But Bullet, not to kind of rush things along, but just to kind of reflect on the post, everything that's been dropped in terms of news and information tidbits, whether from the developer team directly or channels like Slash and Cast and stuff. With all that in mind, before I lead us out, Bullet, is there anything you want to say to the fans, people who play with us, people who might come across this? Because you mentioned earlier that what you say and everything, like, people shouldn't just accept it because you're not God Almighty. But I think a lot of people in the community that we built really respect your opinion, Bullet, because you do know a lot about the game and just the franchise in general. And so with that in mind, Bullet, is there anything you want to say to someone who might play with us, but they're not as much in the know and they don't really know what to make of this announcement? Is there anything you'd want to pass along?
Well, if you're new to the game and you don't know what's really going on, don't worry about what's going on. If you have the game, play it, enjoy it for what it is, because what you have is what you got. Just know going in, there's not going to be any more content added to it. Even without new content, this game is still fun. There's still a lot of playability in it. There's lots to do. And a lot of the people that do play this game online are a lot of good people. I've made a lot of good friends playing this game. Collie, you've made a lot of good friends playing this game. Jesus Christ, me and you've become damn tight, almost like fucking water and blood, man.
Yeah, man.
Just from this game.
Yeah.
So there's other aspects that are positive about the game that you can look at. We have a lot of fun playing it when we do. Even with all of its little quirks and issues and problems, it's still fun. It's going to be around for a long time. They did give us that much, that the game's not going anywhere for a while. However long they're able to maintain them servers. I mean, if it's anything like the Call of Duty franchise, Battlefield franchise, any other dedicated server-based games, it's 10 years plus before the servers end up going offline. And with Call of Duty especially, and that's only because they've got so many games, they put a new one out every year, and they just, instead of making new servers for them games, they just kill a server for an older game that no one's playing anymore and use them servers for that new game. So, the only thing on Gunphonic's end on that's going to be financially.
Yeah.
Like I said, they put a thing up right now on Steam. You can buy the game half off. Is that going to transfer over to the consoles? Don't know. In a way, I kind of hope it does, because then a lot of you people in our stream that don't have the game, that's like, well, I really can't afford the $30 for it. Well, hopefully you'll be able to pick it up for $15. And maybe it'll be the $15. Well, it said, and all the DLC. So, you know, you can pick up the game and all the DLC for $15. What have you got to lose?
Yep.
You know, buy it, play it with us, have fun.
Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more, Bullet. You know, not to beat a dead horse, but just to kind of piggyback off of what Bullet just said. You know, it's easy to get sentimental, people. It's easy to get nostalgic, and we had a great thing going here. If you've been here before, it's not a new fact to you when I say that this game essentially made my YouTube channel, gave me my start, effectively as a YouTuber, and most importantly, I met so many great people that I'm very close with now because of this game, and that to me is invaluable. If you could try your hardest to, like Bullet said, appreciate it for what it is, because as it stands, it's a great fucking game. We have every Jason from 2 to 9. You know, Jason X, I mean, Uber would have been great, but we have Jasons 2 to 9. That's almost all of the fucking movies right there. And, you know, we got a great selection of maps, shit ton of counselors, a lot of customization. I'm personally thinking of going back and playing Virtual Cabin again because it's been a while. And, you know, just enjoy it for what it is. Everything, it's a sad fact of life, but everything has an end. Sometimes things end prematurely, and it sucks. I definitely feel it with you guys. Bullet and I were just talking before the episode at just how fucking stunned we were and just disappointed. But, you know, to kind of go easy on yourselves, you know, don't think about what went wrong. Don't think about the negative. Think of all the enjoyment you got playing the game, all the people you might have met playing the fucking game. This game, you know, despite what some people might say, I think this game has a great fucking community. Yes, there's trolls like any other game. Yes, you got people who want nothing to do with it like any game, but I've said this many times on the streams. Until I started playing this game, this is before I became a YouTuber. Until I started playing this game, I only had like 2 or 3 people on my friends list. And when I started playing it, that number like doubled, tripled, and this is before I started streaming. And so, you know, with that, just keep that in mind. Play the game. As Bullet just said, it's not going anywhere. You know, just because this news is crushing doesn't mean you can't enjoy what is already there. You know, try to just fuck, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but just try to keep on keeping on, because servers are going to be online for this foreseeable future. Game's fucking great as it is. They do need to fix, you know, some bugs and glitches, but they always did. And the community's still going to be here, at least the hardcore community, you know. You can, I'm pretty sure 6 months from now, log on a Friday night if you wanted to play by yourself, quick play, you know, and get a full lobby, because this game just has that hardcore based community. And, you know, just...
And not only that, the single player challenges alone.
Yeah.
You know, there's 10 of them. And they're all a lot of them are just scenes from the movies. That's cool as shit. You know, and yeah, you play through, you unlock your emotes, and you do all your skull challenges and everything, you're like, you're done with it. But go back and play it again, because you've got all your stuff completed. Now you can go through and do it however you want. You know, you're not stuck to, okay, well, I have to kill this person this way, I have to kill this person that way.
Yep.
Now you can just go through and kill them however the hell you want, with whatever Jason you want, with what other weapon you want.
Speed runs, you know.
Yep, you see if you can beat your time. You know, myself, every day, you know, nobody knows this, but every day I go on and I kill Kenny with that gas cannon road flare. Every damn day, I will log on to it just so I can kill Kenny, just so I can burn Kenny from the inside out. I love that fucking kill. That is my favorite kill in the entire game. I'll do it once, and then I get out of it and go play the multiplayer. You know, there's times I'll get on there and not play multiplayer at all. I'll go offline. I'll go on to the bots. You know, as frustrating as they are, it's still fun. And even when the servers do go down, we'll still have offline bots and single-player challenges, hopefully.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's still a lot to do with this game with what we have.
Exactly.
You know, I'm sorry that that's the most positive thing I can come up with to say about it, but it is true. There is still a lot of playability left with what we have. You know, and a lot of times, you know, all you people come by and you watch us play. Half the time, we're not even playing seriously. We're just sitting around shooting the shit, joking around, just having fun.
Right.
And ain't that what the point of video gaming is? Having fun? So, as depressing as this is, we can't let it stop us from having fun. You know, there's some people we play with that take it way too fucking seriously, and there's people like me and Collie, it's just like whatever happens, happens. But that's the fun of it. There's nothing more fun than getting somebody in there, and they're Jason, oh, I've never been killed, I can't be killed, blah, 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 and then we just slaughter them. And they just fucking rage. It's great. You know, it's hilarious. You know, feel kind of bad for them sometimes because they get so mad, but it's still hard to keep from laughing. And I know you guys enjoy it. All you little trolly bastards.
Oh, man. Bullet, thank you again for being here today to talk about this post with me for this podcast episode. This is really not the follow-up episode, like I said at the beginning of this, that I wanted to do. But we're here. We're making the best out of it. You know, when life gives you lemons, make beef stew. Bullet, yes or no? Game dead. Is this the beginning of the end? Yes or no?
Only if we let it.
There you go. And I feel the same way, guys. Bullet, appreciate you, brother, talking with me, dropping some knowledge on whoever might be listening to this. And thank you all for listening if you've made it this far into the podcast. Remember to like the video, subscribe if this is your first time here, tap that bell, and also check out my boy Bullet's channel, which is going to be in the description of this video, as it usually is when I do these podcasts. Bullet, thank you again for your time, and thank y'all, YouTube, for tuning in. Anytime, brother, anytime. Catch you guys next podcast episode. Kali Dali out.